I'm sewing and sharing another great dress pattern today, one I just picked up recently. This is McCall's 7950. I've already sewn two versions of this dress, View C and View D. The only difference between the two versions is the straps, the length, and the pocket placement. But the core construction is the same, so you can use this sew along for either view. You can find this pattern at your local fabric store, but I've also left a link for you below so that you can check out all the details, purchase it online if you wish, and sew it along with me. Cut out all your pieces, mark your dots and notches, pick out a few buttons, and let's get started. Apply interfacing to one of your skirt facing pieces and one set of bodice front pieces. This matching set of bodice front pieces will be the ones that will be on the outside of your garment. On your bodice front pieces, you should have marked notches along the sides. I've noted my notches here with pins. We're going to take these pieces to our machine and stay stitch from notch to notch with about a 1/2 inch seam allowance. This will prevent any stretching in this area when we go to attach these bodice fronts to our bodice side front pieces. Place your bodice front and your bodice side front right sides together and pin matching your notches. Do this for both sets of bodice front and bodice side front pieces, and then we're going to stitch with a 5/8 inch seam allowance. If you find that as you're stitching, it's not easing in perfectly between those two curves, grab your scissors and stitch into the seam line of that bodice front piece just within the seam allowance, and that will help ease the fabric in for a perfect fit between your notches. Place your main bodice side back pieces right sides together with your main bodice back piece, matching your notches and pin in place. Stitch these seams with a 5/8 inch seam allowance. Now place your bodice front pieces right sides together with your bodice back pieces and pin your side seams matching your notches. And then sew both side seams with a 5/8 inch seam allowance. Now that we've connected all of our main bodice pieces, follow the same exact steps for your facing lining pieces. So here's the facing bodice constructed in the same way as I did for the main. And now I'm just going to take the bottom edge of my facing and press it up 5/8 of an inch all the way along the bottom edge. Also, go ahead and press open all of your seams for this lining piece and your main bodice. Take the bottom edge of your lining that you've just pressed to the wrong side by 5/8 of an inch and trim it down by 1/4 of an inch. Fold each of your straps in half the long way, right sides together, and clip the long edges and one short edge. Do this for all 4 of your straps, and then sew your long edges and one short edge with a 5/8 inch seam allowance. Remember to leave the other ends open for turning. Clip the corner of the edge that you sewed shut, and trim your seam allowances on this short edge and the long edge. Do this for all 4 of your straps and then turn them right side out. And then give each strap a really good press. Now grab your main bodice piece and we'll begin attaching our straps at the top edges. You should have transferred dots from your pattern piece indicating where to place each strap. So place one strap on either side of the front bodice and the remaining straps at your back bodice, using your dots as your placement indicators. And then go to your machine and baste each of your straps in place. Now place your bodice facing and your bodice main right sides together and pin along both center fronts and upper edges. Make sure to match all of your seams. Then you're going to sew your center fronts and upper edges with a 5/8 inch seam allowance, catching your straps at the top as you sew, but making sure the rest of the straps stay out of the way of your stitching, and also catching this bottom edge of our facing that we pressed earlier. And then trim those seam allowances by about half. Clip the corners on both sides. Then we're going to understitch the center front and upper seams so that the lining stays to the inside of the garment when we wear it. So open up your facing and main fabric apart from each other and press your seam allowance toward your facing. And then we're going to sew about 1/8 of an inch away from the original stitching line, sewing this seam allowance to the facing. Once you reach your corners as you're sewing from both angles, you'll find that your presser foot won't be able to go all the way to the corner, so just stitch as far as you can. And then turn your bodice right side out. Poke out those center front corners. And give your bodice a really good press. To prepare for attaching our pockets, we're going to do a little bit of serging now because it's going to be easier to serge the pieces in advance than once they're attached to any other piece. Start by serging all around the outside edges and straight edges of both sets of pockets. Also serge the side seams of your back piece separately, both side seams, as well as each of the side seams of your front pieces. Grab one set of pockets, attach one of those pockets right sides together with the side seam of your front piece. If you lost your notches on the skirt piece and the pocket piece when you serged, just use your pattern piece to find those notches again. And pin in place. Sew your pocket to your skirt with a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Press your seam toward the pocket. Do this for the other pocket on your other front piece. Attach your remaining set of pocket to both sides of your back skirt in the same way. Also press your seams toward your pockets again. Now place one of your front skirt pieces right sides together with your back skirt piece. Clip your side seams and along the curve of your pockets. And then we're going to sew as pinned with a 5/8 inch seam allowance. You're going to sew from the top of your skirt to your pocket, stitching beyond that pocket notch by 5/8 of an inch, and then pivoting to sew your pockets together with a 5/8 inch seam allowance. Once you come back around this pocket curve, stitch beyond this seam by 5/8 of an inch, pivot once again, and continue stitching your seam all the way to the bottom hem. And do this to attach both of your front skirts to your back skirts. On your skirt front pieces, you have dots indicating your gathering points. We're going to sew using the longest stitch on your machine from this point all the way to the same point on your other skirt front piece. Make sure you leave thread tails at the beginning and end of your stitching so that you have threads to pull for gathering. Stitch within your seam allowance. I'm going to be stitching with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Then grab your interfaced skirt front facing pieces, and we're going to serge both of the long unnotched edges of these facings. Now place your facings right sides together with your center front edges, matching your notches, and pin in place. Stitch this center front edge with a 5/8 inch seam allowance. Do this for both of your facings to both center fronts. And then trim both of those seam allowances. And then we're going to understitch our facing just as we did for the bodice. So open out your facing, press your seam allowance toward the facing, and then we're going to stitch the seam allowance to the facing 1/8 of an inch away from our original stitching line, from top all the way to the bottom, and do this for both sides of your skirt facings. I'm going to start the hem of the bottom of my skirt a little bit differently than the instructions call for. Instead of folding that facing to the inside and basting in place, I'm going to turn the facing to the skirt so that they're right sides together on the bottom edge, folding it right along that seam line and pinning this bottom edge in place. And then I'm going to sew horizontally along the bottom edge from the center front just as far as the facing, 5/8 of an inch. Then I'm going to clip that corner. And then when I go to hem at a later step, I'm just going to turn this right side out, poke out that corner, and I have a nice clean finish here on the outside. And on the inside, it forces the rest of that fabric to curl in 5/8 of an inch. So I already have the start here for my rolled hem for later. If you choose to do it this way also, go ahead and do the same steps for your other center front. Now place the center back of your main bodice right sides together with the center of your back skirt and pin or clip in place. And then at your center fronts, open out your facing, match the main fabric of your bodice front right sides together at this facing seam and clip in place. Now you can start pulling those gathering stitches for your skirt until the skirt fits from pin to pin. Once it fits, go ahead and pin, matching the side seams of your skirt and your bodice. And then take your facing and fold it inward so that it's technically right sides together with your skirt, with your bodice sandwiched in between, and pin it in place. Repeat the exact same process for the other half of your bodice and skirt. And now we're ready to stitch our skirt to the main bodice from center front to center front. Just be careful as you sew not to catch this lining in your stitches. Now you can open out that main bodice and turn your facings to the inside. Then the instructions say to take your lining and place it over that seam and slip stitch it in place from center front to center front. But I'm going to place it over the seam and pin, and then stitch in the ditch from the other side. So as I place my lining over this seam, I'm going to make sure that it just covers my stitches and that all of my seams are lining up with one another. And when I get to the point of my facing, I'm going to snip into this seam allowance just as far as the seam so that I could get that seam to get tucked under this lining. And once I have the entire seam pinned in place, from the front of the dress, I'm going to stitch in the ditch of the waistline from center front all the way to center front, periodically checking underneath to make sure that I am catching this lining as I go. So here's the outside of my dress at the waist seam. If you use a perfectly coordinating thread, your stitches should be nearly invisible. And then on the inside, I was able to just catch the lining for a nice clean finish. I will say that at both center fronts, it might be difficult to catch that lining as they're meant to be flush here. I will take a needle and thread and slip stitch both of my center fronts for a perfectly clean finish there. Now to hem the very bottom of the dress, I've gone ahead and pressed up my seam allowance to the wrong side by 5/8 of an inch, and I'm going to do a rolled hem. I'm going to fold the raw edge to the crease, and then again on the crease, and clip in place. Stitch from one end of your skirt all the way to the other, edge stitching along your inner fold until you reach the end of your other facing. Now the last thing to do is to add our buttonholes and buttons, and then we're all done with our dress. I'm using 9 buttons, and I've spaced each button 3 inches apart from one another, sewing them horizontally, and I'm starting each button a 1/2 inch from the edge of the dress. I'm choosing to stitch my buttonholes into the left side of my bodice, which will be overlapping the right. Go ahead and stitch your buttonholes, and then we'll go ahead and add our buttons. So I've sewn all of my buttonholes and opened them up, and I've overlapped the left side of my dress over the right so that I can mark where I want my buttons to go. And I just use pins here to note where the buttons will go, and they will be 5/8 of an inch away from the edge. And I'm just going to use a needle and thread to sew each button in place. Attach all 9 of your buttons and you're all done with your dress. Thank you so much for watching this sew along. Make sure you check out all my other videos for more great sewing inspiration, and I'll see you in the next video.